Hi. Okay. Well, in our last video we got as far as here in our macro, and we're going to go through these lines and make them a little bit better. Okay, so this line here says range 6, C6, C7 select. So you can imagine what that was doing. What that's doing is just selecting those two cells. But that was part of our problem, because if you remember, we said that the macro was always going back to C6, and that was where it's typing my name, when in fact we wanted it to type the name wherever our cell happened to be when the macro was started. So the easy thing to do is we can just take out that. We can just delete that one. Okay. Now this one's quite okay. This to start with anyway. So it says active cell. Well, you can imagine what that means. That means the cell which is selected. That is the one we want. And it says formula R1C1. That means is the value of that cell again, which is kind of not very helpful. It's the way that Excel thinks of it though. So I'm just going to say value, because that's an easier command. This one I use all the time. So this is saying active cell value equals Adam Rice. Well, that's great, because my name is Adam Rice, but yours isn't. What we want to do is for this macro to write your name. So I'm going to change this. Now, what I'm going to write here is a variable that Excel is using, and of course Excel does know your username because you put it in options when you first set up Excel. Anyway, the way you write this particular piece is like this. No, it's not. It is application dot username. Right. So I've put in I've typed in these two pieces of text here. Now, if they're recognised by Excel, then Excel's going to change them and put capitals in them. You see what I mean? When I click away from the line. So I've clicked away from the line, you can see it's put a capital A at the beginning there, and a capital U and a capital N, which is helpful because it helps us read it, and it also tells us that these are valid variables, valid text as far as Excel is concerned, and I'll come back to that later. Okay, what was the next piece? Well, that seems to be some more selecting going on and activating going on, and I don't really want that, so I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to look at this and I'm going to say, well, okay, this piece here is trying to put the date in. Well, that's great, but if I just write that again, then it's going to type over the same cell again. But I want it to type the date into the cell below. And the way to do that is to say active cell, I want to offset, and I want to go 1 down and 0 across. Now, in the macros, Excel always thinks in these terms. It always goes up and down first and then across, which is kind of opposite to how I remember doing my algebra when I was doing graphs at school, which was always go across, which was X, and up, which was Y. It's kind of always the other way around. It's going vertically first, then horizontal, down and then across. You can use negative numbers, of course, and go left or go up. But anyway, this is what we're going to do. So we're going to go offset, and then we're going to go 1 down, 0 across, and then we're going to say the value, as before, equals, let me get rid of some of this lot here. Now, and that's another value of Excel's, or VBA, Visual Basic. If I click away, then it's going to make that capital, and then I know that that's worked. So now we've got the active cell value is my name. The cell below is going to be the value of now. Okay, this is another cell selecting stuff, and I'm not interested in that because I want to tell VBA exactly where to put things. And it says here selection number format is the day, then the month, name, and then the year, which is a good start. But I don't want selection. I want this piece again. So active cell offset 1, 0. Paste. So that's now going to format the cell immediately below the active cell with that formatting that I want. Now here we come to this block of code which has got this with to end with. Now what that block means is it's saying this selection, which when we recorded the macro was the second cell, it's saying, and the interior of it, which is just a way of it saying formatting really, it's saying with that cell I want to do all of these 5 things. I want to make the pattern solid, I want to make the pattern color index Excel automatic, theme color Excel theme color accent 2, and that's the pink color. Tint and shade, I think that's also showing what color it is, and this pattern tint and shade is 0. Do you know what? I don't really know what all of these mean, but I do know that I only want one of them, and I don't need all of this gubbins really. So I can get rid of that. Just before I do, I'm just going to insert what I do want into here. So what our line needs to be here is, we can copy out the first bit of this piece here, because again we want the cell which is offset by 1 from the active cell, and we're interested in 2 pieces here, which is before I do that I must do the interior, so it's dot interior. And then we need to pick up these 2 pieces here. So okay, this is a great error actually. So because I have not completed this line, it can't compile. So it's given me this this warning message here to say that I haven't finished this line, which is great, and it also colours it red. So I'm just going to go OK because I'm completely happy with that. I want to go here and copy something, and I need 2 pieces. This theme colour here just tells the cell that it needs to be pink. So I'll put it up there. Got 2 dots. Let's put 1 there. Actually, if I just click out, it'll show because it didn't go red and give me that error message. I can see that row has compiled okay, and I want to make another one to say although you're going to be pink, I want you to be light pink. So let's copy that again, and I'm going to click out of it. Oh, that's okay, didn't give me a message, but this tint and shade, it's got the bit that tells it that it's light pink. Okay, excellent. And all of this lot now I don't need. Some of it was redundant, and I'm glad to see the back of it. Okay, and the last bit of the macro was this this line here, and what that did was it just scrolled down the spreadsheet, and I actually put it in there to show you that macros can also move things around on the screen as you're looking, but in fact I don't want it, so I'm just going to delete that. Okay. I'm going to just tidy this up a bit by deleting some of these tabs and new lines. Okay, so there's my macro. Now, actually, I'm not happy with this yet. I'm going to improve it later, but I'm going to show you that it works, I hope. In fact, I'm going to select this cell here. If I hit this macro button now, okay. So the reason it did that was because this button here is trying to run a macro which it thinks is called macro 1, but of course it's not because we changed the name. So we need to select it and change it. If we select it, then of course it'll try and run that macro again. So we need to hold down Control and click on it, and then it will highlight it like this, and we can do something with it. In fact, I want to change this as well. So I want to change this to type name and date. I'll right click on it and assign macro to it, which was this one, type name and date. So I'll click OK. Okay, hopefully now it will run it. And there we go. So it ran the macro in exactly the way that I anticipated it would.